Hi, I'm Steve Skillings with Resong LLC, and I'm here to tell you about JamHub, the silent rehearsal studio. I'm going to give you a quick overview of why we created the product and talk a little bit about the benefits for musicians who choose to play in a JamHub silent rehearsal studio. The first thing is we created the products to allow musicians to play anywhere, anytime. As musicians, we all tend to have products that allow us to throw on headphones and to practice silently by ourselves. And the idea came to me of interconnecting all of those devices so that we could get together in a small room like this little studio at Sweetwater and rehearse silent to the outside world. And one of the really cool benefits of that is because everything is quiet, we as musicians have a better listening experience and the quality of the rehearsal gets better. And if the quality of the rehearsal is better, then you get better faster as a musician. You're not learning mistakes, you're learning to get the songs right. And you know what, it's a lot more fun because you're able to play as long as you want without disrupting the neighbors. Keep playing late into the night. True story, with my band we played till 12:30 in the morning on a school night. That was a lot of fun. Once you understand one section of the green room, you understand the whole product pretty much. So I'm going to start by taking us through one section of the device. There are two inputs per section. First here is a mic input. The second one is an instrument input. The easiest way to use that is to take the headphone output of your modeling device, whether it's electronic drums or a guitar modeler, just take a stereo cable, plug it straight in there. Here are two knobs for setting the trim control for the mic or the instrument. They're independent of one another. It follows the same architecture you're used to. Green is good, yellow is getting close, and red is bad. There's an LED right here that'll tell you. The next control I want to point out is the stage control. The stage control acts like a balance control. You wouldn't all stand in the center of the stage, right? We want you to spread out sonically by having each musician pick a place in the studio on the virtual stage. That'll help improve the quality of your rehearsals by having a nice wide sound field. The next controls are the SoleMix controls, and here is where the power of the JamHub kicks in. You have the ability to control what you hear in your section independent of what everyone else is setting for their section. So if you're the drummer and you want to hear more drums and more bass but less of the guitar players and the keyboard players, you have control over that, independent of what someone else is creating in their section. The last two controls to go over are the effects return. The effects return allows you to decide how much of the vocal mics you want to hear or how much of the room that you want to hear in your particular mix. Maybe you want it really wet. Maybe you're working on harmonies and you want to hear the vocals really dry. The last control here is the headphone output, and that allows you to play at a reasonable level, or if you want to just go all out and crank it up because you love this next song, you have that ability to do so. And again, that works independently of the other sections. Here in the green room model, you'll see that we have 6 main sections. And then we have this rear section. The rear section behaves just like every other section. You'll notice that these knobs are the same on the one on the rear as well as the SoleMix sections or SoleMix knobs. But the rear section is laid out a little bit different because we want to encourage people to record their rehearsals. And you can use the outputs here on the back. You'll notice that there's an analog out for that recording mix. And then here we have a USB out as well. Plug that straight into a Mac, fire up GarageBand, and capture those rehearsals for those musical moments that happen at rehearsal that you never seem to quite get to repeat at the stage. Well, now you've captured it. There's also, while we're here on the back panel, I want to point out, there's phantom power. So if you're in a rehearsal, you're probably not using your high-end phantom power mics because you're in a small room, there's a lot of feedback. Well, now there's no feedback in a JamHub rehearsal studio. There's no feedback problems in a JamHub silent rehearsal studio. So you can pull those fancier mics out for rehearsals and enjoy the greater quality. One more thing to mention while we're here on the back panel, you can see that there are 4 remote connectors here on the device. The JamHub GreenRoom comes with one SoleMix remote in the box. The SoleMix remote is designed for drummers and keyboard players. People are stuck behind their gear. You plug this into the back of the device and there's a headphone output here. And you're able to create your own mix from afar without having to get up mid-song. There's also an effects return, or how wet you hear the effects, and then you've got, of course, your own headphone volume. 2 more things to cover on GreenRoom and then we're wrapped up. The first is the 1-R switch. The 1-R switch is for the person that is in control of the recording mix. As a musician, you want to have a mix that you can play to, and then you want to have a mix that is the final recording for the band to listen to later. And what this switch allows you to do is, if you're the person responsible for the mix in your band, you plug into section 1, you get a mix that's right for you as a player, flip this switch over here, and now you're listening to the recording mix that's going out to whatever device is capturing the rehearsal. Flip it back, you're back into hearing the mix you need as a player. And the last thing I want to cover is the effects engine. There are 16 effects built in. They're 24-bit, and half of those are rooms, small, medium, large, and then the other half are delays, modulation effects, and stuff like that. If you have any questions about this product, the best way to get answers is to get on the phone with your Sweetwater rep. They'll walk you through the options. You'll understand if this is the right model for you, and also how to use it in your rehearsals and make your band having a lot more fun jamming. There's no volume wars in JamHub Rehearsal Studio. Ask your rep about that. And you can play a lot more. All right, have a great day, and thanks for listening.